Hi, my name's Lea Shanley. As Dwight mentioned, I'm the co-executive director of the South Big Data Innovation Hub. For those of you who may not be familiar, the Big Data Innovation Hubs were funded by the National Science Foundation in 2015. There are 4 such hubs around the country, so you all are probably near one of the hubs. We are based at universities, and our role is to catalyze and strengthen partnerships that connect academic researchers, industry, government, and NGOs to apply data science and analytics to social and scientific challenges. So I came to the misinformation space back in 2011 when I ran a lab called the Commons Lab at the Woodrow Wilson Center here in DC, and we were working to connect digital volunteer groups who were beginning to use social media to respond to disasters like the Haiti earthquake, with academic researchers and with government to begin to develop sets of best practices and standards and to build trust within the federal government for using these approaches. Now, through the hub, well, I should back up. At that time, we tried to raise awareness with policymakers, and we briefed Robert Mueller, we briefed the post-9/11 Commission, but by and large, policymakers were kind of deaf to these challenges. Now they're aware, and I think the challenge will be communicating how the research can result in action and get the policymakers to understand. So today, through the hub, I now work with the research community that spans many disciplines. So like academics like to do, they have given it a name, from social cybersecurity to cognitive security, and I bet there are several other terms that are in use. But social cybersecurity is an emerging academic discipline that works to assess, understand, predict, and mitigate attempts by actors such as terrorist groups to use media platforms to recruit members, coordinate activities, and influence the cognitive biases of large groups of individuals for social, political, or economic consequences, things that you guys have all been talking about. What I'm finding fascinating, and I'm sorry if this font's a little small for you to read, but social cybersecurity is an inherently multidisciplinary and multi-methodological computational social science that blends computer science and data science, as Phil has discussed, with political science, sociology, communication science, journalism, organization science, marketing, linguistics, anthropology, forensics, decision science, social psychology, and I hope I'm not leaving out any others. So we are a diverse community. Our researchers in this area are applying a variety of methods, and in the data science space, that includes network analysis and visualization, language technologies, data mining statistics, and so forth. Colleagues of mine, Kathleen Carley at Carnegie Mellon University, Nitin Agarwal, and others, began to look at how this field is emerging in the academic space, and they have demonstrated that we are seeing a dramatic increase in peer-reviewed articles, book chapters, conference proceedings in this space. But what was a surprise, perhaps, is when they did a network analysis, is that not all these researchers are connected to each other. So that they found, out of the 1,356 researchers who were publishing in this space as of, I think, early last year, only 300 were really connected, collaborating with each other, writing papers with each other. The other 1,000 are working in onesies and twosies. So as the South Hub, which our role is to serve as connective tissue, how can we begin to connect people across these disciplines, to connect data science with the social science? So we set up a working group, which we mentioned there's a long title for the working group, but that social cybersecurity I'm finding is more palatable with the policy community. We now have about 50 researchers in this space. We meet monthly or virtually to share the research that we're doing, to exchange ideas, begin to think about best practices. In March, I funded a workshop to bring these folks together at Carnegie Mellon. And we began to scope out what would a collaborative research platform look like, links to data, links to experts, tools, resources, etc., something that would raise all boats in the research space. We also are beginning to think about what the research agenda is, where are the priority areas that could inform NSF and other funding institutions in this space. And I would ask to come up here so that I can invite you all I heard so many fantastic talks today, organizations who are already building communities. Perhaps we can form a consortium, or if you'd like to join our group, please give us a ring. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lea. Okay, we're running a little behind. We're going to go straight into